We're calling to order the December 6th, 2023 meeting of the Delaware Bicycle Council. Happy holidays, everyone. John's gonna go ahead and ask for the roll call for who's here.
Okay, in no particular order. Walt, I know he's trying to get on. Sergeant Burns is not going to be able to attend. Fran?
Here.
All right. Mac? Tom? Sure. Hartley? I'm sure. Unless he's muted. Yeah,
I'm here.
Tom Hartley.
Scott Hoffman here. Mike Crumrine.
Here.
And Mike, hey, can you send that? Did you send that link to Walt
Yeah, I sent it. It says it's sent.
at waltbryant.com?
I think that's the one I want. So let me double check.
All right, I'll
Sorry,
continue.
I apologize.
Marty, I know he was going might be late. Jackie,
Here.
Yvette, Wendy.
I'm here.
All right, Tyler, Mike,
Yeah, I'm here.
and Wagner, Michael,
Yes.
and then James Wilson.
Still trying to connect.
Okay. So
He says he's getting the message the meeting has not started.
He's on the wrong.
So I told him to try a different number.
Yeah, he's on the wrong Zoom link.
make sure, yeah, like you said, make sure he's on the right link and.
He's trying to call it.
Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, it's official. There's quorum and verifying if there's any other guests.
It's just all of these people, I guess.
No, these are all members.
Okay, I can change them from guess.
And then there's no attendees.
No attendees.
That's what I was wondering. Attendees, I'm sorry. These are all panelists. And then there's no attendees.
So all the guests should be changed to members.
Well, they're in their panelists, so it should be fine. So, okay, no additional attendees from the outside, Scott.
No additional, okay. Is Lauren on? So Lauren's not here.
She has not logged on yet.
Not yet.
Okay, we have a new council member, Lauren. I don't know how to pronounce her last name.
I want to say it's Butcher,
But she is replacing Shebra.
Shebra Hall.
She's been approved or whatever the process is, and if she hops on, we'll ask her to do an introduction.
She was appointed by the governor in November. And yeah, she will be replacing Shebra, representative of Department of Public Health. So if Lauren shows up or logs on the Zoom call, then yeah, we'll have her say a few words.
Okay, so item number 1 is minutes review from the October 4th, 2023 meeting. Does anybody have any questions or comments about the minutes from the last meeting?
Hey, Mike Tyler, did you send that link to Walt?
I sent it to him.
Or Mike Crumrine, sorry about that. I said the wrong thing.
Yeah, I sent
Motion
it
to
him. I
accept
sent
the
it to
meeting minutes.
waltbryan.com.
All right, Walt, you should have it. I'll second the motion. Sorry.
So Mike Wagner made the motion.
Right. Tom, second the motion.
Seconded. Okay.
All in favor of accepting the minutes from the October 4th, 2023 meeting, say aye.
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 All right.
Any objections? No objections. Motion passed. Next item is public comment.
Yeah, the only public comment is something I emailed the council on earlier this week about the last section of the Georgetown to Lewis Trail, that it is being debated whether to add a centerline stripe along the trail from Airport Road to Fisher Road. It would be in the center of the 10-foot wide trail. It would be a dash stripe, and it would be almost like a continuation of the dash stripe that was installed on the section from Georgetown Little League Park to Airport Road. So I was asked to ask the council if there were any objections, whether the council was for or against adding in the stripe. So we're just getting information from the council in order for us to make that decision whether we want to add that or not. So I'm not looking for a long debate or discussion. A lot of the emails I'm receiving have been not for it. So, but I don't know if that's the consensus of the council or not.
I'm okay with it. That's all I'll say. Mike Wagner.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think go ahead, everybody.
John, this is
I was
Mike
just gonna
Tyler.
say, I've ridden plenty of trails with them and without them, and it doesn't really make a big difference to me either way. I don't really see where they change anybody's behavior.
Okay.
I think Mike Tyler has a comment.
Yeah, I think I wrote you a note and I said early on when the bike trails were made in Big Pendleton State Park, there were lines, but the lines got faded and nobody regarded them. I agree with Fran. Nobody observes those lines. They don't mean anything. And I think especially if you have riders who are not used to riding a bicycle, cutting it in half makes it even narrower for them to navigate. So I would say, keeping the better signs would be to keep right and the heck with the lines. Don't waste money on putting lines down because they ended up fading. You got to repaint them. You got to maintain them. And I'm against the lines.
Okay. Thank you, Mike.
Anybody else?
Anybody else? Yay, nay, or no comment?
This is Mike from Ryan. I don't have a huge opinion either way. I'm not gonna have heartburn no matter what happens, but I think my vote would be to go ahead and do the lines.
Did he say to go ahead and what?
He said he was in favor
I'm
of the
for the
lines.
Okay.
line.
Okay.
Hey, John, it's Wendy.
Yes.
I would be against the lines for the same reasons that Fran and Mike Tyler pointed out. I don't think it makes a lot of difference in people's behavior, and it becomes a maintenance issue in the future.
Okay. Tom, did you have anything to add? Hardly.
I still haven't gotten anything.
No, I'm trying to get Walt online. I wasn't listening. I'm sorry.
We're asking about the stripe on the trail. How do you feel about it?
I think it's probably just as well without it.
Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna have to go back and see those.
Anybody else?
Is that James's number?
James's number is
1810, the last four?
I don't know what the hell it is.
Okay.
I don't.
Because now we've got some attendees that have just logged on, so I have to go back and get their names.
Hold on, everybody. We're trying to get James connected.
Is that person allowed to talk?
You can talk, but you can unmute from his side.
All right, last four digits, 1810. If you can hear me, I think you're allowed to talk if you unmute. Just trying to figure out what the last four, who this person is on 1810, last four digits.
Talk loud.
All right.
So that wasn't James?
Um,
Oh, James is 1810.
okay.
It's James.
He can talk now.
James, say something.
He's in the he's in the panelist group. Attendees, right? Yeah, in the attendance group.
He needs to be moved to panelists. Trying to get it moved over to panels.
Okay, well, I was gonna say on the striping, like, I agree with Fran and Mike that I don't know if it is helpful or not helpful. I mean, the one thing that I think is confusing to people is they see that yellow stripe and people may not know if that has any like kind of, you know, people don't know what it means.
Okay.
So I think if you do put it in there, there ought to be a sign or something that says yellow stripe for passing. I don't know, you know what I mean? Something like that.
Okay. All right, thank you, everybody, for your.
Can you hear me?
Walt,
Walt,
he's in. We can hear you, Walt.
yes, we can hear you, Walt.
Okay, thank you. I heard.
Do you have an opinion on this trail, on the stripe on the trail?
I tell you what, nobody pays attention to the damn thing and they'll run over you.
And did we lose the phone number that was?
Is in attendance.
Well said, Walt.
Probably hung up.
Okay,
Walt's opinion is the stripe is ineffective.
You go out there on the Gordon's Pond Trail, they'll flat ass run over you.
all right, we lost 1810, so they might be trying to call back in. James might be trying to call back in.
Okay. I don't know what he's doing. He's at the train station or something, so.
Okay, Scott, I'm gonna have to go back and get the attendees
Okay,
who have joined and see if they have any public comment. So we can go back. We'll go to.
well, are we closing up this issue of the stripe?
Yes, yeah, I'm good with the information the council provided, thank you. Okay, so we've had some people join in as attendees, so I'm gonna go through the list to see if they have anything for public comment. The first person is Chris Acey. Chris, did you have anything for public comment? Is he allowed to talk?
Yeah, he's allowed to. He just muted
I
himself.
think you mute.
Comments. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Next is John Bear. Hi, John, did you have anything for public comment?
He's muted. Can't get him on mute.
I think you're muted, John.
James doesn't make it. He sent you a video that he would like you to play when it's a 3-minute video when he gets his opportunity. And just as I shut my mouth, it's no stripe.
Okay. See if we can get James to.
That is under new business, is that item.
He muted himself.
Okay, go unmute James. James, if you can hear us, can you unmute and let us know if you hear us? Okay, we'll have to go to the next person. Oh.
Hello.
Hey,
Hello?
there he is.
Hello?
Yes, James, can you hear us?
I can hear you. It's nice to be heard, finally. It's so difficult to do that. So can you make it so that I can be a participant in the meeting? Even
You're
though I'm
in.
on the phone? Okay. I mean, I was on a attendee and just like permanently on mute before, but okay, great. Thanks. I'm here.
Okay. Next is JT Fleming. JT, did you have anything for public comment?
Nothing for me.
All right, thank you.
Ready?
Next is, I'm gonna butcher this name. Namash.
Yeah.
Nama?
I've done all my public comments, so it's okay to if you want to sit in or if you want to
You gotta unmute.
whatever.
Okay.
I think he talked, yeah.
That's him talking.
Okay. Okay, I mean, yeah, you can just attend the meeting and listen in, that's no problem. And next is Paul Moser. Paul, did you have anything for public comment?
No, nothing right now, just here to listen.
All right, and lastly, don't have a name, but it says Town Manager Slaughter Beach.
Yeah, there's no comment.
Okay, can we get your name, please? I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
sorry, it's Julia, and the last name is Geha, Geha.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Then I think we're good for public comment.
Okay, all right, on to new business. First item is nominees for chair and vice chair. Fran is gonna lead that discussion.
Okay, it's that time of year again. We vote in February for a new chair and vice chair currently occupied by Scott and Walt. Does anybody have any nominations, or does anybody volunteer for either or either of the positions?
Scott, do you want to go again?
I was asked earlier and said that I would serve as chairman for another year.
Okay, I'll go as vice.
Okay, so we have two nominations, self-nominated. We have Scott for chairman and Walt for vice chairman. Again, the voting won't be until February, and up until that point, if anybody else wants to throw their name in the hat, they can by letting John know.
Yep, that's correct.
Fran, do we need a second on the nomination?
We normally need a nomination and a second.
I'll second the nominations of both candidates.
Okay, and once again, that does not close out the nominations, even though we've got nominations and a second.
So do we have to vote on that?
No, not till
it
February.
remains open
Okay.
until the February meeting.
We have to do it while we're running.
So I believe that takes care of
Okay,
that item.
next item is a discussion and vote on the 2023 Cycling Innovation Grant, which Fran is also gonna talk about, and we'll help her out if needed. And John, is there any stuff to display for that, or?
I did not have
Okay.
anything. I figured
Okay,
you and Fran can talk about it. and-
okay.
Okay, well,
When
hopefully
do
everybody-
we
everybody's at
expect to
least seen the
reply?
application package.
We'll have a question.
I'm sorry, Fran.
What was your question, Walt?
When do you wrote the letter to Secretary Majeski, when do we expect a response from her?
Well, we're not to that item yet, Walt. We're on,
Okay,
a discussion and vote about the Cycling Innovation Grant Award for this year.
thank you. Excuse me.
Okay, Fran.
Okay, all right, I can't remember the exact date, but Scott, John, Mike, Crumrine, and I went up to Townsend to get a look at the only application package we got, which is kind of unusual that we only had one and we had no carryovers from the previous year. But we had decided that we were gonna approach this rather than as a default. In other words, they're the only ones, so they get the money. We were gonna look at it and evaluate it the same way we would if there were 6 applications or whatever. So that's what we did. We went up to Townsend, we had a meeting, we went and we viewed the area for the project. And like I said, hopefully folks have had a chance to look at the application. If you're not familiar with it, they're asking for money for a feasibility study. If they get the full grant, they'd be a little bit short, but they feel like they could secure the funds from elsewhere. But their goal is to create a bike path between a development called Townsend Village And, well, basically between Townsend Village 1 and Townsend Village 2. Townsend Village 2 has a very nice park located inside it. Has walking paths, pickleball, basketball, kids playthings. Really, I mean, we were surprised at how nice this park was. Townsend Village 1 is separated by a fairly busy road called Wiggins Mill Road and an undeveloped area. One of the challenges that they're going to face is that within this undeveloped area, there are wetlands and a stream that they would probably have to bridge. There was no doubt in our mind that the town is behind this 100%. It's been identified in the comprehensive plan since 2010 and in its latest revision in 2020. Basically, I mean, we saw the value in it. We went and we evaluated Wiggins Mill Road to kind of see what it would be like to cross it. And I have ridden Wiggins Mill Road. It's not fun. I certainly wouldn't want a kid on a bicycle there. Even though the area that we're talking about is a 25-mile-an-hour speed limit, sight lines is not great, and it would be dicey for anybody to cross that road, let alone a child on a bicycle or somebody pushing a stroller or something to that effect. So we went ahead and did the evaluation using DelDOT's worksheet that they use to evaluate. This is how we've always ranked projects in the past, just to make sure that it met the criteria that we normally look for in one of these projects. And it did. So we as a group feel like it's a worthy project and something we would like to see move forward. Understand that we're just presenting and it's up to the entire council to vote on it. So if anybody's got specific questions, we'll try to field them. Anybody?
If there's no questions, I make a motion to accept the proposal.
I'll second it.
That was easy. Guess all in favor.
All right. Aye.
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 Aye. Any objections? No objections, John.
Okay. Seconded.
I think the only thing to add to what Fran said is that I think they requested 34,000.
Yeah, they
The award-
requested.
We have 30,000.
They have 30. So I'll reach out to the town, like I said, and let them know they've been awarded, but they indicated to me that they would be able to make up the difference themselves.
Okay.
So I will send out the letter by the end of the week. Start the process.
Okay, thank you, Fran. So the next item is an extension. It's under new business, but this item came up at the last meeting, and that was in reference to a possible bridge crossing Route 9. And we had had some discussions about this in the past, and there is a land conservation group that we understood that possibly was spearheading this bridge effort, and Walt knows some folks in that group. So I had asked Walt to try to dig into that and find out what he knew about that. The other part of that discussion, I think, which was said a couple of times, was that it's the position of DelDOT that there is, like, a bridge is not currently part of their capital project plan. So at this point, the only avenue that we're aware of is this private effort. And Walt did do that. He sent John and I a summary of that discussion, but we asked him to go ahead and talk about that tonight to get everybody up to speed. So Walt, can you take it away from there?
Yes, I can. The short answer is I don't know. But I've spoken with Casey Kenton, who's the president or chairman of the Sussex County or the Sussex Land Trust. They don't know either. But recently the Hudson family donated the 10-acre park there on the south side of 9 at Cool Spring Crossing. And the trail goes from there up to the intersection where the Dollar General store is. But nevertheless, the bottom line is this. It's between the Freeman Corporation, who is involved in a lot of land development between Cool Spring and Milton, the Sussex Land Trust, and the Master Zoning Plan, which is before Sussex County Council now. Now, I'll be attending an advocacy meeting on the 11th, which is next week. And a lot of things are going to be discussed there. The advocacy meeting incorporates the Freeman Corporation, CEDAC, which is Sussex Economic Development Action Committee, and the advocates for this master zoning plan. Now, I don't personally, as a developer, I don't see this master zoning plan passing for, it'll be the middle of next year if they get the damn thing done then. But anyway, from talking to Casey Kenton, it seems to be the thinking is if they do anything, do a tunnel, not a bridge. And personally, I would endorse the tunnel because it's a lot safer and a lot cheaper. But at this point, we don't know. They don't know. It's all up in the air. DelDOT has finished the trail from the crossing up to the stoplight where the Dollar General store is and Tidal Health sub hospital is, and people are using it. There's no problem. There's a lot of bicycle traffic out there. So anyway, that's about it.
Hey, Walt, can you hear me?
Yeah.
So it seems like this question about, tunnel or bridge would be really helpful and useful to really kind of get that clarified, like what the feasibility and cost is. Does anybody else think like that might be a good thing for a Delaware Bicycle Council innovation grant to fund? That study and cost estimate.
Is this James?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, James. They don't need money. They got more damn money than the bank. I'm serious. They don't need money. They need a conciliation of thinking. I foresee once the master zoning plan gets through, which a lot of the big developers, not including my company, once they get all that through, I think they'll put a tunnel in and build the trail from Cool Spring to Milton. Simple as that.
So
definitely hope they look at that.
The $20,000.
Definitely hope they look at the tunnel option.
That'd be an insult to them.
Sure enough. Thanks, Walt.
It'll resolve itself over the course of the next year. And I think a tunnel will be put in.
So, Walt, here's a question for you. There's several of the people on the council, I don't know the exact number of all of us, but like people are in favor of this. So what do you see as things that the council could do in terms of interactions with these folks, this group, to try to help promote this idea or prevent log jams or whatever, you know what I'm saying. Do you just wanna like start that with attending this meeting or, this, we don't just wanna do nothing. It seems like we need to have some kind of plan. I mean,
I think you ought to. Yes, I agree. I tell you what, when I attend this advocacy meeting next Tuesday, I'll bring it up so it's a matter of the minutes. And then I'll follow it and I'll stay on it until something positive happens. And I'll make sure that the Delaware Bicycle Council is involved.
Okay, so can we put that on as old business then, just as a continuing item?
Yeah. But I'll stay on it. Don't worry about that.
Anybody else have any questions about Walt's discussion or comments? Okay, I guess we're moving on to the next item, which is gonna be introduced by James, and we're trying to get a video set up here. So James, can you just kind of give an introduction to the topic while we're getting that set up?
So I don't want to just say what the video is, but I guess I'm going to say what the video is. So it's a very short video, just 3 minutes. It just briefly reviews the cycling fatalities that we've had in 2023 and points out that there's an important commonality between them and also suggests a particular type of infrastructure that I think over the next coming years we need to pay an increasing amount of attention to.
Okay, give us a couple minutes. We're still trying to get the video set up.
I haven't received it yet.
Can you just go to that YouTube? Send you that link?
Yeah. Send that link. For it.
And what is it?
Yes.
Okay. Hit return. No. Hit that little. Yep. Okay, you should have it. Almost there.
Hey, Scott, while you're fooling with that, I'd just like to ask Paul Moser if anybody else has a feel for it. And despite the fact that folks in Sussex County feel that development have more money than God, my experience with trails and tunnels and bridges is the fact that the bridge is probably 5 times more expensive than a tunnel, as far as my impression. Paul, do you have any experience with that?
No, that's not really in the tunnel building business, or conventionally hasn't been. So I couldn't give you a cost estimate, and because we're kind of not used to it, it probably would end up costing more than maybe some other jurisdiction where they're more used to building them. But I think it's definitely an interesting conversation to be had, and I'm not sure what the best forum for having that conversation is. I am going to be working within Rencourt Associates, and we're going to be doing an active transportation plan in the town of Milton. And part of that plan, we have scoped a little bit of time and effort to look at regional connections. So maybe through that process, we could coordinate with the developer a little bit, coordinate with the bike council, and maybe come up with some recommendations. But I don't think we're not probably not gonna have the resources due to the in-depth analysis that you might want to do to actually get a cost estimate or come up with an alternative. But,
yeah, but I was just saying,
I'm interesting. It's an interesting question.
Just supportive of what folks were thinking, that what I've been over as far as bridges, as far as the ones in Florida, they were monumental in the fact that they had to go 20 feet in the air. And the one that they put down in Salisbury at Salisbury State College, going underneath Route 13, was nothing but a glorified box culvert.
Yep. Also depends on the water table. It depends on a couple of other factors, right? But yeah, definitely an interesting.
It looked like the video was up. I didn't want to monopolize. I just wanted to take advantage of the dead time.
Okay, we're gonna play the video now, James.
Okay.
What, is there sound?
As it would start playing, I'll play it. It's playing.
Sound is important.
No sound?
That's something else. That's something about a passenger with overweight baggage. Oh, audio. Let me see here. Not. James, does this video have sound?
The video definitely has sound. Yes. 100%. Sound is important. Video doesn't make any sense. Not sound.
It's playing, but there's no sound.
So you can literally bring it up. You can take that link and on your own computer, just go to YouTube and you will hear the sound that goes with the video. So it's not that the video doesn't have sound. It's just that you've got something not clicked.
Okay.
You put that on chat then.
I'll see if I can go to YouTube and play from there.
Unless we have 3 more fatal bicycle crashes.
It plays on my phone.
There it is.
We're going to try another round.
Hold on, we're trying another method.
Hey, Scott, if you can get your phone playing it and just start it at the same time that the video starts, I could hear your phone a little bit. Just turn it up.
Yeah, right.
We can try that if this other way doesn't work.
Let me copy that. I'll open up it in YouTube.
Go to the beginning and I'll hit play on my phone.
No, I was.
See. Here. Share. Stop sharing.
If you just want to play the video, I'll hit play on my phone at the same time and I'll do the sound.
I'll do. Let's try this out right here.
We have 3 more fatal bicycle crashes in the remaining 3 weeks of this year. 2023 will not be the deadliest year for people using bicycles in Delaware history. But 5 people have died in bicycle crashes this year, which has already made 2023 a very bad year for bicycle safety. What do we know about these crashes? The first crash of 2023 came only 2 weeks into the new year. It happened in Harrington at the intersection of Corn Crib Road and South DuPont Highway. A man riding in the shoulder on South DuPont Highway was hit by a driver who had pulled away from the stop sign controlling vehicle access from Corn Crib Road. The second fatality of the year took place less than a week later on Coastal Highway near Rehoboth Avenue, when a cyclist changing lanes approaching the intersection of Rehoboth Avenue was struck by a driver. We got entirely through the spring and almost the summer before the third cyclist fatality of 2023, which happened in early September southwest of Newcastle at the intersection of Pulaski Highway and Wilton Boulevard. The cyclist ran a red light and was struck in the intersection. The fourth cyclist fatality happened later that month and under somewhat similar circumstances. A cyclist, an engineering student at UD, riding on South College Avenue, approaching the West Delaware Avenue intersection, ran a red light and was struck in the intersection. The final fatal crash of 2023 was this past October and again on Coastal Highway, though this time in Bethany. The cyclist was struck and killed while changing lanes. A minimum of 4 out of the 5 fatal crashes involving people using bicycles in Delaware in 2023 took place in or approaching intersections. That is a pointed reminder for the Delaware Bicycle Council and everyone else with an interest in bicycle safety that solutions to the intersection problem are the top priority for improving bicycle safety in Delaware. One solution, at least for intersections that have less than 25,000 vehicles a day passing through them, is the modern multimodal roundabout, which essentially reduces fatal crashes to 0 when properly designed.
Okay, James, I think we may have made it through the video with some sound.
I'm incredibly impressed with your technological prowess.
Oh, I'm not. So the in case anybody didn't get it, the point is intersections and how roundabouts can help at intersections.
You want to leave this session?
I think the department, DelDOT, is increasingly interested in intersections. I think there's as many, or maybe twice as many in design right now as are on the ground in the state. I think the potential role, though, for the Bicycle Council is to make sure that as we build dozens and then maybe hundreds of new roundabouts over the next 5 or 10 years that they're just designed for all ages and abilities, low stress bicycle mobility while we're going about it. Otherwise, 20 years from now, a new Delaware Bicycle Council, new executive director by Delaware, are all gonna be tearing their hair out trying to figure out how to retrofit these roundabouts that we've built for bikes if we don't build them right from the get-go.
So John, I think the question that James brought up to me before was there's a design memo on roundabouts that's under review or something like that right now.
Okay.
And his question is anything like the advanced design he showed being part of incorporated into that design memorandum? And if not, like, is there anything the council can do to try to make that happen? So
I'll have to do some research on that.
okay. So can we have a follow-up for that at the next meeting? Okay. Yep.
I wanted to do the video just to kind of underline that this isn't like a little minor thing, a little like nice to have thing. As you saw in the video, 4 out of 5 fatal crashes involving people using bikes this year were in intersections. I mean, this is really at the center. I mean, to the extent that the bicycle safety is at the center of the council's mission, this has got to be a top urgent priority going forward. Because again, the department is really all in on roundabouts. We just got to make sure that we don't build 100 of them with old-fashioned design.
Any other comments on? John's going to follow up with Delot staff so we can have some more discussion about this at the next meeting. Okay, so moving on to old business. I sent out a draft letter yesterday late, basically requesting a funding increase for the innovation grant from 30,000 to 50,000. If everybody, I don't know if everybody remembers this, but we had previously requested an increase and we got an increase. I don't remember what the previous increase was, but we gave some of it back, and that's how we ended up at 30,000. We gave it back because it was a COVID year and we thought it was the right thing to do because of funding issues related to COVID. I got some comments on the letter from John. I got some comments on the letter from Marty, which we're gonna incorporate. But what we're asking tonight is for the council to approve that we send this letter to Nicole so that it can get integrated hopefully into the next fiscal year budget requests. And if you have any other suggested changes, please let me know.
Yeah, just to clarify, Scott, I think the council just already gave you the approval.
Oh, they did?
To
send
that.
Okay.
I mean, on behalf of the council. Like, you can come back and say, hey, here's the letter.
Oh, all right.
But I have to go back through the meeting minutes, but I think they already gave you the approval to go ahead and send it once the letter is ready to go.
Okay, so if anybody has any comments, let me know. We had to send it to John before the 13th. That's his last day here to get it finalized and into the right hands of the right people. So when is the 13th?
Thursday. What Thursday?
Next Thursday. Okay, so early next week, if anybody else has any comments, please send them.
Scott, I don't, it's up to you whether you would find this something that, if you added it to the letter, would make it more persuasive. But I just wanted to throw out the idea of mentioning that one of the council's previous Bikeway Innovation grants for $20,000 turned into a $20 million
That's in there.
grant.
Yep, I put that in there.
Already. Sorry about that. That seems
And we
seems
have,
pretty cool to me.
yeah. Also, I know that we were a little disappointed with only getting one application this year, but John went back and it turns out we get an average of, I think it was 9 or 7 applications per year? I guess it was 7.
You get an average of 7.
On 7. So I think we have some pretty good language in there on at least on the potential with the grant. And of course, with that thing that you just mentioned, James, that's pretty awesome. So
The demand is out there. It's just that you got to rustle the bushes. Like you literally have to go. John sends the letter, but that doesn't. That just often doesn't make it to the right people. And so you got to call them. You got to use your relationships in these places. Call them up, email them up, and go let them know this is happening. And there's demand out there, but if you just sort of rely on John's communication, it's not very much of it is going to show
up. Okay, next item is in regards to the flashing beacon on POW MIA Parkway. John's going to provide an update for us.
So, I would think everyone is kind of aware of the situation out on the POW MIA. There's a rapid flashing beacon that's been disabled for quite a while. Chris Acey had brought it to the council's attention, and I had reached out internally within DelDOT, and they were aware of the situation and was working on it. I think one of the couple of last correspondence that I had internally was that the plans were about to be approved and they just need to issue the notice to proceed. So the update that I have, the latest update I have is that the notice to proceed was issued on November 27th to the contractor to start work. That's all I have at this time from our traffic section. I can only assume, and that now that the contractor has this NTP, it would be up to the contractor to determine when that work can fit within their schedule, and which they have not provided that to our traffic section at this time. But as soon as I get any information on when the contractor intends to start construction, I will let the council know. But so as of right now, the notice to proceed was issued on November 27th to our contractor.
That's awesome. That's progress. Yes. Thanks, John. Okay, the last item on, did Lauren ever make it?
No.
No? Okay. Last
Hi,
item.
I'm sorry,
is-
I'm here. Lauren's here.
Lauren is here. Hi, Lauren, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good. Can you just do a quick introduction for everybody?
Sure, yes, of course. Hi, everyone. My name's Lauren Butcher. I am the new program manager for the Physical Activity, Nutrition, and Obesity Prevention Program at the Division of Public Health. So I took over Shebra Hall's old position. So happy to be here.
Thank you. Thank you for filling that position. All right, John, you want to go with the bikeway update?
Yeah, I have no updates since last meeting. So
No updates.
no updates since last meeting, so.
Okay, so that concludes all of our agenda. Just so everybody knows, quick reminder, next meeting is Wednesday, February 7th. Some things that we'll be talking about are gonna be hopefully an update from Walt on the, what he found out about the SR9 crossing. Possibly an update from Deldot about the funding increase. And some more, discussions about the roundabout initiative that James brought up. And then whatever else we come up with between now and then.
Merry Christmas, everyone.
Yes, happy holidays.
Need a motion to end.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Motion to adjourn.
You got a motion?
Mike Wagner,
Yes.
Second from James.
I guess that was a second.
I think that was James.
Was that a second?
Yeah, second.
Second?
Yeah, second for me.
Yeah, I'd like to
What?
second Merry Christmas.
I don't think Santa, listens to our committee, but that's fine, Tom.
All right, thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Have a good evening.
Good
All
night.
right.
Take care.
Happy holidays.